Hello, dear chess friends, and welcome to a new live stream. So, today I would like to make another exhibition simultaneous where I will really try to explain basically some kind of systems that I use in the practice and show you guys how you can get a very solid and nice position out of the opening, how to play in the middle game, and what you can do in the end game, of course, that will arrive in most of those systems. So, before I go any further, I would like to thank anyone who start following me, who start, take a look at my streams, because I really appreciate it, and I will do all the best that I can in order to make those streams even better. So, hi to all. What happens with my chat? We'll try to figure it out. Interesting. Let me see what happens here. So we have here settings button, and I have the output, streams, restream, auto detect. Okay, we are on the chat. Okay. Hi to all. Thank you. So we'll accept anyone who like to play. What happens here? I'm not sure. Cancel. Okay. Okay, so we have 6 players here. Okay, let's see what we can do. Hi, Jurek. Nikita winner, I look you. Thank you. Purple Watermellow is here. We kind of will start to play. Okay, we have 4 players here. So, for anyone who is here for the first time, just to say that mainly I would like to, play against 10 to 15 players, depends about how much time I play. This first will be on a 20 minutes, so it's kind of a time control which I'm able to play versus 10 to 15 people, and shouldn't be any kind of a problem. But from time to time I manage to get the time trouble, but all in all I really do and try to do my best in order to get kind of a favorable position. Okay, I have here all kind of things to do. Magnus09 is here, so yeah, it's great. So, thank you all for the support. Yeah, Arnavut 1907 is here, so let's accept him. Who else wants to play? So for all of you guys who start to get this as the first stream, I have kind of a weekly stream which would like to make 2 or 3 times during a week. So for this week, this is the second stream that I make, so we'll see. Let's wait for at least 10, please. Yep, that's the idea. Do anyone has anything to ask? Max 2004 is here, of course, why not? Okay, we have 7 players, so at least 3 or more and we'll be fine. So, also when we wait kind of a few people more to join us, I would like to say that you can find here in my kind of a description 2 books that I make and the repertoire on which I based kind of my own playing during a years. I could like also to show you it's on a Chessable, and it's kind of a repertoire that I made based on the 2 openings which I really like, which are very entertainable and very nice to play, especially if you like to be aggressive, if you like to be active, and if you like to play for more than equality, which is basically in the open tournaments and at the club level something that you really should think about. So the first thing is about the Fighting Sicilian. It's a complete repertoire versus 1e4, and basically in those books I have chapters like miscellaneous variations. I have Sicilian gambits, I have the closed Sicilian, the Alpine variation, and then my main lines are based on the Sveshnikov, which is today highly popular because even Magnus played against the Fabi in his match, and then after that he just used him for a while and makes very nice results with him. So, and then we have a chapter about Rossolimo variation, which is for me kind of the anti-Rossolimo, because I try to take a look about the 3 Queen c7, which is very tricky to play, and the last chapter is the chapter 10 about the games from a practice. So it's a kind of the Fighting Sicilian course. Then I also, if we try to take a look at the next one, I have the course about the King's Indian, of course. It's a main weapon which I use in order to get kind of the aggression versus the 1d4, and basically there you can find also many different chapters. I stopped this book and make incredible 17 chapters, so I would like really to cover everything there. It's a huge book, so I start with the introduction, get to through the classical variations or Mar del Plata variations with knight e1, with knight e2, with b4, and all kind of the miscellaneous variations, even 6 bishop to g5, and then we have semi, Schaverbach, fianchetto and double fianchetto variations, 4 pawn attack, Petrosian, Trompovsky, and then some kind of the miscellaneous variations in second, third, fourth, fifth move, and so on and so on. So if you basically would like to get nice and aggressive setup in the repertoire, you can take a look, and if you like, you can buy it and support me for another books and so on. So thank you for this, and now you see we have 3-4 more players, so we are now on 12 players, and we will wait for a couple of seconds, and if there is enough, that's enough, and we'll try. Oh, we have more and more people to join. This is very nice. We have 14 people now. No problem. Thank you. So, please go to the live stream. we will start in about a minute. We have 14 people, so if someone else would like to play, it's free to come, and then we will start. So, now we are at 14 people, so, oh yeah, we have Mach, Dane and Suk here, so why not to start? Let's start. Okay, so basically, again, what I would like to do is to get kind of the systems that I use in my own practice. So as I show you now in a couple of minutes, I would like to get the Sicilian with black and the King's Indian after the d4 as black as well. So, and when I play the white, I would like to play d4, which will be my next book. And from there I would like to get all kind of different and very unorthodox openings. So here versus Holland, I would like to get the second move, knight to c3, and you'll see how this is and should be interesting weapon if you fight the Dutch or the Holland defense. And here I will not try to get anything else but to go for the main Sveshnikov Sicilian line, which is highly popular, or to get any kind of other systems in the Sicilian as well. Now knight f6 here is not the best possible move, because this knight is premature on the f6 square. Much better is to go immediately on d5, because there black will not allow me to get bishop on g5. Now bishop g5 will get kind of a favorable game from the Trompowsky setup, which should be better for white, because black make even the move f5, which doesn't fit into this system, and we'll see what happens. So here I would like to get the main things. Let's start and get for the Trompowsky there and stick to the King's Indian, of course, with black pieces. Knight c6 is the main weapon, of course, for me, and then h6, of course, against the Trompowsky is just the bad move, because okay, white really wants to take this knight on f6, and there is no need for black, you know, just to lose a tempi and go for h6. So now I will get kind of the favorable position there. Okay, d5 is the most solid way of playing, but let's stick to our original plan and let's try to play for the open Sicilian wherever we can. So here, now this pawn structure is now very, very ugly to play. Much better is to have a pawn on g6 and the pawn on h7. Here, this should be a very big problem for black, and you'll see that I'll manage to get probably favorable position there. So let's stick to the King's Indian and stick with the Sveshnikov. Okay, bishop b5 is so-called Solimov variation, and it's also highly popular at the highest level, even because, you know, the Vishianand and Magnus as well try with white, managed to get incredible results. So the idea is also like in the Trompowsky, to get a knight on c6, to compromise black pawn structure there on the queen side, and then start to build kind of the fortress on the white squares, using his pawns to opposite the light square bishop, which white will exchange, and then to get kind of the space for other dark square bishop to join into a play. It can be very, very nice for white. It's very positional line, and here I would like to get for the queen c7, which is very, very tricky move to play, and you'll see what is my idea. So let's get a bishop there, and let's go for the Sveshnikov. d5, e3, knight d2, it's very nice move, and just stick to our original plan. Knight c6, knight f3, knight f3, and then the castle. h6, now I can take this knight, or I can go back. I would like to take the knight now. Knight b5, so you see, in order to get any kind of the advantage, white should go for the knight b5, basically because this knight should start building kind of the pressure on the d6 square and doesn't allow black to push d5 immediately. So it's the only move that offers white kind of a choice to play for more than the equality. Okay, let's go for c4, and let's go for the bishop g5 as well. Now, Knight c6. You see in the game before, white jumps on b5, start to create some kind of the pressure. Knight c6 is not the best possible move, and if you play with white, you should avoid it. It's not something that is very, very bad, of course, but kind of reduce all of the advantage that white has here. So because now, you know, after the e5, black just create for white kind of a nice spot on d5. Now when he take on c6, I will take with a pawn, I will have 3 pawns there versus only 1 on e4, and I will cover mainly the square on d5. Not only that I will cover this square, I will kind of, you know, support my d pawn to get after that on the d5 square. So it looks like, you know, it's just great for white, sorry, for black. Knight c3, exchange there and go for a g3 as well. c6, e3, it's okay, and this is kind of the main system. Knight c3, e5, and here bishop goes to f4. And again, I don't like this move, but okay. Bishop c6, queen c6. The best move, let's exchange. Bishop goes there. d3, d6, bishop e6. Can I go for queen d3? Let's go. a6. Okay. e6. Knight d2. d6. d5. I would like to get this pawn. Knight f6. And now b5. So the idea is, you know, to start immediate action first of all in the center with e5, and then to get kind of a play on the queen side by getting the pawns on d5. It's very aggressive system which black should use in order to get kind of a better position there. Not trying only, you know, to get the equal position. No, knight b4 is this kind of a treat there. Let's go for a3 here. Okay. Okay. Yep. This will not work. And now I can just get all my pieces there, and he will have a lot of a problem with a pawn on d5. Bishop c4. Now let's go for a g6, or let's go for this immediately. Let's go for castle. Okay. And d5, my favorable weapon. Queen d1. Okay. c4, very nice move. Knight f6. Knight bd7, and now f4. So the kind of a position like this one, when we have the control over e5 square and this bishop on h4, we would like to get even more control on the c5 square in order to get this knight on f3 and on e5. And if we manage to get ef4 and then knight f3, knight e5, without that will allow black any kind of the counter chances on both of the wings, should be better for white almost always. e5, c3, but this, what is this for a move? Yeah, bishop f6 should be the move here. I can go for knight e4 probably. I can go even for knight d5. Okay, bishop f5. Where this knight will go, I don't know, let's see. Okay. 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 And what now with this knight? I'm not sure. Okay, and now I can go even for e4 probably, because queen h5 is a incredibly nasty check there. So okay, let's start open the position there. Bishop e2, b6, rook d1. Let's try to pick up this knight. Why not? Okay. This is kind of a premature move, but we'll get to the same scenario because I will try to force the b5 later on. Let's get the knight on f3. Let's get a queen there. Bishop goes to e7, c3, e5. Okay, it's check. And now if I'm getting the d5 pawn, should be almost instantly winning for me. Let's see. 95 is a nice move. And now, yeah, I can use two kind of systems here. First one is to force immediately f5, because I'm not kind of getting my pawns on the queen side so nicely under attack versus the white pieces. So I can stay low on the queen side and force f5 immediately, and this knight a3 is kind of a premature move. First of all, you should go for knight a3 immediately, and then after b5 you should take on f6. But because I would like to, show what is my intention to play in the main line, I will just force the main line with b5 here. Bishop g5, I would like to castle, and on e4 I have two different things here to consider. So first one is go on h4 with the idea to get complete control over the light squares, queen h5, knight a5, bishop h3, and the second thing is to go on d2 and then go for a c4. I would like here to occupy the squares on the king side immediately. Knight d4. Okay, this is just, I think, nothing. I'll just pick up the knight. Bishop d3. Okay. Yeah. King d7, but this is, just very, very bad position. And let's get the knight back. c3. e5, okay, I'll just take. Knight here, bishop goes on e2. Bishop takes on f6. Knight d7, bishop h3. This was my idea. Queen c7, and I would like to pick up this one. And now, now you see, I'm kind of almost winning here because I pick up a clear pawn. I have a much better pawn structure, and my pieces are just better placed. So I'll just get and castle there on the king side, and black is almost winning, I think, here. Knight g3, okay, I'll pick up this one. And now he would like to escape, but what we can do not to allow this? I can start with f4, I can start taking on e5, but I don't want to get there. I can go for d5, which seems the most logical thing for me. And here, let's just try to get some space on the king side. Yeah, this is just a lost position. 97. 95. And now, in the book that I show you in a couple of minutes, I introduce you kind of a system which is so-called Novosibirsk variation. So, first of all, the main move here is f5, and it's probably, on the top of the moves that black use here because it's the most aggressive one. But what I don't like, and during the years what I found to be extremely dangerous for black, is kind of sacrifice of a piece for two pawns. No matter if white takes with knight on b5, a b5, bishop b5, or bishop b5, a b5, knight b5, both of those options are extremely dangerous for black. And I prefer bishop g7 first here, just to escape from all of those sacrifices and get kind of the position which especially in the blitz games, will be extremely difficult for white to play, because I will probably get, and I will sacrifice a pawn, but for this pawn I will get incredible aggressive position. So I would like to get bishop on d7, bishop c5 just really doesn't do anything, and it's just, you know, the lose of a time. Okay. Now this one is hanging, so let's get a bishop there, or can I get my queen here? But then bishop e3. Okay, let's get a bishop here. Okay, b6, so I would like just to get extremely good position. And here my idea is not to allow the exchange of a knight so early, so let's go with knight on f5, knight goes on f3, king c7, I want to put this knight here and the other knight there, so let's go here, queen c2, now this one is hanging, this one is hanging, everything is hanging, and probably this is just game over. And here is very interesting position. So he pick up the pawn. I get opened h file. I have kind of the aggression on the g4 pawn, but the knight on e5 is extremely active. So what should I do here? I'll start to try to immediately open the game there. Bishop goes to d6. Now he offers me even the exchange. And here I would like just to castle, queen d3, I'll pick up this one probably, if there is no mate. Knight d5 is highly popular move, knight d7, queen goes to h5, queen b7, and I would like just to pick up this one, knight g3. Okay, and now this should be just an easy task for me. Let's see. Queen e4 or rook c1 or knight e4. I don't want to give him a chance to get with the queen on f3, so let's go for the queen e4 first. And let's get with the bishop back. Queen e6. The idea is not to allow d5 probably, okay, but it doesn't really do anything here, okay. Let's get the rook here. Knight c3, a6, not to allow knight b5 of course. And here, okay. Okay, now queen goes to d5. Let's get a king first here. So this is a very popular position because the Fabi used this kind of a system versus the Magnus. Magnus used both of the systems, knight b8 and knight d7. Later just switch off to knight d7, but I would like to get knight b8 here. Okay, I will not try to lose here with a checkmate, so I will kind of move this pawn forward, and again quick goes there, goes there. Knight e7 again, so okay, and where I want to get my king? On the king side probably. Or yep. Knight b3. Okay. Okay. And now let's try to pick up something. Okay, let's get this pawn on d5. So we have a huge advantage there. And now let's start to exchange a few pieces there. Rook b1, castle on the king side, why not? Queen b6. Knight d6 is probably the winning move. Should be. Okay. Yep. This now looks extremely dangerous for both of the sides. Now I sacrifice a pawn to get aggressive position there, and let's start to castle first. Queen goes on f5, bishop g4, exchange the bishop, b4 again. So it's kind of the most popular system as well versus the King's Indian, because the white player just wants to get kind of the space on the queen side and use this pawn storm to get the attack on the queen side. Now I should make kind of a system which is able to get the counter chances on the king side, and because of that I'll go for the knight h5 here. I can take, I don't see where is the idea there with the rook d1, because I will mainly try to pick up this pawn. Okay, and here I can get my queen here. Bishop goes to e6. Let's be tricky there. And here bishop f3. Rook e6, queen on a8 is a check. So, yep, this guy is extremely good. Okay, rook c1. Now I will just pick up the space and the game should be much better for me. Queen a5, so again I'll just trying to get kind of the advantage there. Let's castle. Knight e5. But I'm not really sure. Okay, he'll take this one on f7, but I'm not seeing how this will end up with a checkmate. Knight f4, queen goes to e2. I don't like to get exchange of this light square bishop if this is not entirely necessary. Bishop a3. Is this a checkmate? We'll see. Bishop d2. Now this knight is hanging. Let's start to create something. Knight c7. Yep. And b4. Wow. Very brave solution. Bishop c4, queen e5, but then f4 after the bishop b2. Queen e5, bishop b2, queen f4. I'm not like this kind of scenario. So let's get with queen here. Castle. Interesting. Okay. Queen d4, now rook d8. c5 immediately will run into knight f4. Queen d5, now it's a double attack, so on f7 and on a8, but here if I'm just getting the bishop on b7, he'll take on f7 and king h8, there is no checkmate and he sacrifices a piece. So let's see. Okay, let's try to open this game on the queen side, and here let's put the bishop there. Okay. Knight e4. Let's exchange this bishop. b5. Queen f4. Looks interesting, but you know, this knight is not the best piece. He has kind of a problem potentially on d5 if I manage to get some pieces there, and this bishop is just, you know, extremely strong. So can I go for bishop a8 and then queen b7? What will white try to make in this system? Why not? Let's see. Okay, I don't see the mating treat, so why not? Knight e5, knight e2. Let's get this pawn. Okay. Let's open the game there. And let's... Can I castle or... Can I go with the bishop on e6 because he can't really take here because of the bishop d5. Let's go here. Okay. Now knight f4 is the idea that he wants to introduce here. Let's try to get the queen here. And now let's get... Oh, e5 is hanging. So f4 or e4, what should I do? Start immediately there. Let's see. Rook b1, queen a2, check, g3. Okay. Okay. And now my pawn structure should be better. Here I will take this one, and after bishop on h6 I would like to get the bishop back. Let's start with e4, so I will try to get all of the pawns there. Now I have here kind of a move like fe and then queen h4 check, but let's stay for a while and get the castle on the king side. Here the pawn on g4 is hanging, so why not to take the pawn? And here of course the pawn structure is just better for white, so knight e2, f3, and now let's start to occupy some dark squares. So bishop b4 is a great move, but he has something like bishop f6, so I should be creative there. Start to get the queen back in the action. f4 is just a bad move because offer me so much of a chance to get all of the pieces on the light squares. And here I would like just to exchange on f6 or get a rook on e1. Let's get a rook first there. Queen d4, okay. Now let's get a rook on the c8. There is nothing that white can do, I hope. Queen f3, bishop e7, knight f6, and now let's see where to put this bishop. So for now it looks like very interesting option to get g3, bishop g2, but I'm afraid of a moves like knight d5, which will kind of, you know, offers black chance to get and create the tension versus a pawn on e3. So what I can do here, I have maybe dc, but then queen c5 and knight e4, knight e4, queen a4. But this pawn is hanging, so it's not possible. Let's get with the g3. Let's pick up this one. Queen b3, of course, I would like to take this. Bishop h5 is a check. Queen f3. Okay. f4. f5. Bishop takes. Castle. Rook a2. Yep, now let's start to go for the h6 to see where this bishop will go. Rook b1, queen a2. Knight f3. Let's pick up this knight. Rook a7, rook f... Wow, this guy is strong. Wow. This is something that I miss. f4, I'll just pick up the pawn, knight f3, queen f3. Okay, okay. Disaster. Where he will bring this rook? It's not entirely clear, right? Can I go for b4 immediately? Okay, but this rook is probably there, you know, just to create the counter chances and not to allow b4. Okay, so can I go for queen, queen, queen? Where to put the queen? Do I want to exchange the queen? No, not sure. Let's get the queen there. Let's pick up this pawn. Queen d4. Now okay, it's not the best one, but okay. Check. Okay. c4. Bishop takes on d5. Bishop takes. Knight c3. Okay, I don't have a problem with this one, so it's probably just fine even to take on e4. Or do I have to allow knight g5? I don't have to, because I think it's kind of a position where he loses a tempi. Now let's start to get some squares. Not good. g4 to stop f5 probably. Let's try to exchange this dark square bishop immediately. Rook d8, knight d4. Okay, castle. Yeah, it's kind of a position where both of sides has his own chances. Here is slightly better position for me, of course. Let's try to create something on the king side. Let's get the rook there. Let's get the queen b6, why not? Queen goes to d4 there, and now I would like to get king on h8 first. Okay. Let's try to go for e4. Okay. 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 My queen gets trapped. This is great. This is great, team. Can I save my queen? Maybe. Let's see, bishop b2. Now let's go for this one. Let's pick up. No. Queen g3. Okay. Okay. manage to overlook this vital pawn? Yes, I am. Okay, okay. Okay. I'm trying to get some pawns there, so it's probably not enough, but let's check. Okay, have to take this one. Now should be better position for me there. And here I overlook a clear, yeah, this guy is extremely good. Yeah, so I have to resign because I can't really take this queen because the checkmate is on the 8th rank, so I have to resign. Okay, king goes there. If rook goes there, it's a checkmate, so I can't really do that. I should go for a g3 probably. Okay, rook e7. What I have done here? Yeah, this happens when you are too fast. Now I overlook a bishop in completely winning position. Yeah. Very, very bad. Check. Wow. How those guys found all of those moves. I'm lost here. Okay. 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 Yeah, only here I managed to survive. Okay, now how I want to make something in this position. I have to get this bishop into a place, so those are kind of a dark squares which I can try to go for and hope for something that will make my position better. Here this is a incredibly winning position for him. Rook h6 is a great move, to be honest, but let's go with b4. I can't really do anything there. 95. Okay. Yeah, this is just winning. Okay. Okay. I'll pick up this one. Let's get a rook on the open file. Yeah, now I'm pretty satisfied there. It should be extremely good for me now. Rook g6. Okay. Okay. I'll just, get it there and the game is just over, so he should resign here. It's nothing that he can do in order to stop this kind of the advanced. Here I can pick up a pawn probably. Maybe not. But I have to take this one. I not see anything else. Rook c2, bishop d7, king d6. I'll just, get the tension there in the center and start to squeeze on the queen side. And here this pawn on e4 will be weak at some point. just g6. Okay, this is a good move, because if not, then I will have this move. Here, I'm not sure really, because it looks like this pawn on c4 should be slightly more exposal than any of my pawns, but on the other hand, this knight on d5 is a monster. And to be honest, I was thinking about to get the knight somewhere here and then here, and eventually to exchange this knight. So let's go for a g3 first. Okay, just get everything there. Okay, knight goes to d5. Now this one is hanging, so let's get a rook on e1. Okay. Okay, and now I want to get the knight as I mentioned there. So let's go here. Rook b1, but this is not possible due to the fact that I have something like this. So let's get this bishop there. Now let's get a knight here. f5, and now I will close everything there. Let's go for h5. It's just in the Zugzwang, doesn't have any kind to start even think about. Okay, it's clearly winning, very easy. And now I would like to get the rook on b1, and then to support kind of a b pawn to go somewhere here. I want to pick up the bishop, or can I immediately go for f5? Probably I can, because I'm not seeing anything there. Yeah, where to get now with the pieces? Okay, this is just nothing. Now let's go with the rook on c1, b5 is the idea, and here again is just nothing. So let's start some action, and here he should be worried about this one. e5 is just, a monster square. So let's go there. Let's pick up everything. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that I really should be better here. Just slightly, nothing special, but should be slightly better for me. Okay. Okay. b3. Why not? Okay. Okay. What do I miss here? Not sure. Maybe I missed something, but maybe not. I hope that I don't miss. Yeah, but it's just a piece. Here is just the better pawn structure for me, so yeah. He should resign. Rook h6, knight e5. Exchange on a6, right. Knight c4, just pick up everything. Bishop d7. And now rook f7, and then rook g8 probably should be enough for a good game. Yeah, I have better pawn structure here for sure, so I would like just to get everything there on the f file and then start to build up the pressure. And here on the c file as well I have enough potential, so let's get with the queen there. Now let's get king to f8 probably. What I want to do there on the king side? It's a real question. Yeah, just resignable. Okay, it's just nothing. Okay, we'll see. Okay. Yeah, I like this position for... Here he would like to sacrifice this one, but I'm not entirely sure that this will help him. Bishop b5, rook a8. Let's start to build up in this position. Queen c4, maybe rook a1, queen d4. I'm not really sure how bad his position is. Here also it's just probably lost. So let's try to checkmate him. Now he overlooked queen, but it's not easy to play, and this endgame should be better for me. Is this kind of a draw? Did he find a draw here? Probably. I can't really escape because on the light squares there is just a perpetual check probably. Queen f5, queen g4, queen h3, yep. I don't have enough potential to escape, so it's a draw. Yep, should be a draw. Did he play here? I'm not sure why, but okay. And this endgame is just better for me. This is just equal and drawish. Knight c6 should be enough. Okay. Now my idea is to get a5 b4. This will somehow push all of his pawns on the queen side, on first of all on the light squares, where this light square bishop is, and then also, you know, will kind of force him to just think about very long and painful, it's checkmate, a long and painful endgame. So bishop d3, okay, this should be okay move, but let's get for a5. Thank you. And b4, of course. So I would like to get the pawns on the dark squares and to control everything on the queen side. Yeah, now you see this pawn somehow get both of those pawns on the queen side, and I have enough to kind of rearrange the position of my pieces. So, and this pawn should be very weak, and now I just have to find the way which pieces I would like to exchange. Probably I think that the rooks can be exchanged here because this rook is very, you know, active, and I'm kind of a thing that I should exchange this rook. And then just the thing is that this pawn will be weak at some point. And do I have enough to support him? Because this pawn also will be weak. Let's exchange the rooks. I don't see how else I could try to win this game. Okay. Now if king d2, I will get the bishop on f3 and force the attack on this pawn. If he goes for the bishop e4, this should be the best possible thing. Okay, but he doesn't want to get anything there. Now let's go here. Yeah, it's close. I don't know. It's close here. Here, and here, and king on f6, so we'll see what happens. The problem here is that I can't really exchange probably the bishops. Maybe I can, but I should be very careful, because at some point if I exchanged, okay, now maybe I can, because really this bishop is now very badly placed, and if he takes, then I will have this extra strong pawn and probably the winning position, but and if he doesn't take, I can easily take here and go for king f5, and let's see. Yeah, let's go for this one. The problem is when his king is somewhere here around, then he can get here, exchange, and then c3 and b4 will be very nasty to play against. But here, when this bishop is not supported by the king, I think that if he exchange, I'll go for e4, king e5, king d5, it's winning. And if not, we'll see. This pawn will be weak. So if he goes for the king f3, I can just take on d3 and get the king on f5. And he's kind of a zugzwang, because what he will do there? So I'll take, king f5, and what then? I'm not seeing. King g3, e4, he's lost. Should be lost. Or, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I'm thinking about to stop this king. Yep. And he's not in time, because you see, I will kind of that he will get a draw, because it's a, yeah, very nice draw. Yeah, it's a draw. Okay, yeah, it was very nice to see how the people are playing. So, are you gonna do another simul after this? Sure, let's go for another one. Now I would like to get slightly, faster. So let's try. What happens? Okay, let's try to play on the 15 minutes one, and let's get for 10 seconds increment. We'll be fine. And let's pick up the random color just to see what will happen. If you guys have anything to ask for, or okay, I accept all of you guys. Let's see who else wants to play. VHS Dream, right? Do someone know it's possible to play rated simul? Could you please help me? Is there any possibility to play the rated simul? Do anybody knows? Wolfsing say that he don't think it's possible. Okay, thank you. One of my friends who is pretty good at chess is at my house playing on my account. What this means? No, I'm Croatia. Lucho Idk. Dear Captain Savage, don't allow your friend to play. It's your account. I'm Sweet King. I'm laughing, it's not a problem. Okay. Angle 45. Okay, I accept him. Why not? Juaneros is here again. Okay, we have 10 people who like to play. I make the live stream. You can find it here. Nomi. Yeah, Nomi is Nomi has the wings as I have, so when are we starting? In about a minute. We have 11 players. I think that 1 or 2 will be enough. Thank you. But good luck, Marco. Yeah, good luck to anyone who play here. So we are starting now. We have 10 players. We are at a live stream, so anyone who like to go can find me there. If you like, you can follow me because I will try to make those stream as regular as I will be able. So, and here again, let's stick to our main plans. So, we would like to go for the Sicilian, we would like to go for the King's Indian, and we would like to get the plans with white to start create the schemes with d4. So I mainly use the Trompovsky or Torre with white, which is kind of a system which I like. So we'll see how black will try to play against me. Knight c3 is very nice move. It's so-called close Sicilian, which is kind of a system that white regularly use on the club level. I really like the move a6, which is very tricky, and I would like to play here. Knight f6, bishop g5 is again kind of the Torre attack, or I will try to transpose to him, so we'll see how this will work for me. Knight f3, e3 probably, right? e3 again. Knight d7 is very nice move, because not only that support knight, but at some point wants to get e5, so let's go for e3, and again bishop b5, so it's the Roxolimo. And my book, as I mentioned, is, and my repertoire is based on the Queen c7. The last year I managed to win with black against even the international masters, so let's start to see how this will work. Bishop g5, knight f3, and now this is kind of the tricky move order, but I am not really afraid of anything here, and I would like to get the b5. So, but if you are not familiar with the kind of a Kahn or Scheveningen positions there, you can get in a lot of troubles, because these knight c3, knight f3 moves can be tricky at some point. g6, now he allows me to get this kind of Trompovsky there. Knight b5 is the main move here, bishop goes to d3, And here again h6, as in the game before, is the move which kind of help white, because really this move just offers white a clear tempo, because I wants to get this knight on f6, so there is no need for him just to force this with h6. Okay, knight e7 again, so it's kind of a similar systems there. Knight e4, bishop goes, let's go on h4. Okay, a6, and now e3, g3, and so on, as in the game before. Here knight d2, so you can always start to build up the position like this. Knight d2, bishop d3, knight f3, and I want to get even the pawn on f4 before I get the knight on f3. This is kind of the system which will offer me a clear square on e5 in order to get extremely nice pressure on the whole black king side. So let's go for this kind of setup. Here I would like to get c3, and the Sveshnikov is here. The Magnus against the Fab, we go for knight b8. Later on he switched to knight e7, but let's go for knight b8. Okay, bishop e7, c4, bishop e7, e6, bishop d3. Queen goes to b6. Is possible. Clearly it's possible. I don't like to get queen b3 because of the c4, of course. Let's get a queen here. Okay. Okay, so it's knight e2, queen take there, bishop goes on h4, and knight b3. So why I like the Sveshnikov is the fact that in the Sveshnikov, if white start to be passive like here, and he doesn't go for the main move knight b5, white immediately lose everything here, and the smallest advantage I think is now not there. To be honest, I even think that after bishop b4, black should be just slightly better. So again, knight e7, knight f6 setup, but the setup which didn't force me to get the knight f3 immediately there. And here I have this kind of a system where I can start to put the pawn on f4 immediately. Let's castle here, let's get a bishop there, and here let's get the knight on d2, which is pretty much our main idea. Okay, rook e1, d6, now a6, now exchange on d4, bishop goes to b7. Yeah, it's kind of not the best way how you would like to play with black. Exchange on d4, queen b6 again, queen c2, okay, c3, bishop e7, knight e2, knight c3, f5. Yeah, this now offers me one more tempi, so it's not so good. Queen c7, okay, forced e5, but then on the end I can take this guy. So let's go for the rook e1, and then d5. So, and you see, if black managed to get in one move d5, it means that white makes something wrong, and it's not the best way how to play with black there. Okay. Okay. Now e4. But the question is, do I want to get e4 immediately or a little bit later? Immediately. Okay. d6, e6, bishop h4, exchange on e4, queen a5. Where is... Okay. Okay. Now the bishop goes there, e6, and let's pick up the pawn. Let's get this one, and here, okay, it's nothing there to get any kind of the trouble for me, so let's go for this one, and here I will try to get for a d5. Okay, now the pawn on e3 is hanging. Okay. And c4. And bishop goes to d3. Let's pick up the pawn. Okay. Now knight d5 is here almost always something that okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm almost better in every single position. Now here black has some problems. First of all, my pieces are much better than his, even this bishop and this knight. Now the king is kind of the vulnerable there potentially on the king side, because those pawns can be exposed, even maybe immediately after bishop takes on d6 and then d takes on c5 and h4. But where I want to put my queen? This is kind of the question that I should ask myself. And the truth is, I'm trying here. Knight e2, knight f6. Now I have always the check there. Let's go for this one. Castle, and now rook c8. Just be patient there. Knight c3. Now this pawn will hang some point very, very nicely. Okay. Okay. f5. Okay, bishop goes to g4. Okay. Exchange on d4. Okay, and now what I want to do is just take this pawn there, h6. Yeah, he wants to exchange those pieces, but okay. Okay. No, you will not get this bishop for sure. Knight a4, queen a5. Now the knight is hanging. I really hope for, because if not, I'm in a really big trouble. Bishop h4. Okay. 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 Knight e4. Let's take this knight. And now this pawn is just, lost. So I can go for the queen, b3 and then knight f4, and I will just get this pawn. So it's not a big deal, I suppose. Now let's get the rook on this open file. I don't want to get and lose the pawn. And let's go for g6. Okay, now what if I give him a check there? This should be nice. Yep. And e5. Yeah, it's better and better. Okay. 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 b5. Okay. This should be winning for me. And here, which piece I should exchange here? It's a very important question. Which piece? Maybe I'm wrong, maybe not, but it is like it is. Okay. 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 Yep. Just pick up the pawn. Ah, it's a chess. I didn't see this one coming. Yeah, very nice. I have to take, okay. It's a check, okay. Knight c6. Check. Bishop f6, gf6, my knight is under attack, so it's not good. I should go with the king back. Okay. Yeah, and now this kind of the moves are not objectively positionally good, because after a4 and I go for the a5, there all of the dark squares will be in my favor. So if you go and play with white like this, you should try to bring the pawns on b4 and c5. Here after a5 it's not good for him at all. And here I will put my knight on e5 and get clear domination, I suppose. We'll see. Let's take this one, bishop d7. Let's pick up this one. It's just, and here is just the piece because, yep. Okay, queen d7, just castle there. Okay, bishop d5, queen d5. It's a pawn again. Let's start the action there. Or rook g1 first. What is better? Immediately strike there. Yeah, it's just slow there, so the king can't really escape anywhere. And here after g3, I don't have to even to go for okay, maybe he can go for h4 and then g4, so let's go for g3 first. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's just, you know, a clear pawn for me. or this one. Yep, let's close the game and let's start to open something. G5, G6, bishop takes on F6, exchange on F5. It's kind of a domination, so okay, C4. Let's take. Okay, let's start play on the queen side. 97 as I mentioned, and now let's start to get everything on the queen side. Okay. Now I can start, to open the game on the queen side, on the king side. Let's try to go on the both of the flanks. And here it's very interesting position. And when I was thinking, and always when I try to think about the endgame that will arrive, I think about the structure that is here. In this case, I suppose slightly better for white. So let's go for the king e3. Wow! How he find now this move? Captain Savage, extremely strong player. Okay. Knight b5. Check here. E5, king e4. It's not working. Let's go for c4. Yeah, this is just easy winning position. So it's not only that those pawn structure is always extremely, easy to protect with the structure that I have, but also it's a clear pawn down, and I have incredible play on the queen side, so everything is just, very bad for him. And here, of course, this Captain Savage is just a savage. So I can't really castle there because bishop h6, and I will get checkmated. If I go for the king d7, I'll be checkmated as well. So I have to just resign. And here after the rook b8, let's go for a5. Let's exchange. There is of course a better position for me. And here I was hoping. No, I can't really do that. Let's check. A6, B3. Okay. Let's exchange everything. Okay. I'm just lost. F5. Okay. let's start to do some crazy things there. Okay, this guy is hanging, but can I protect him? Why not? Queen c6. Here, I'll take here, it doesn't work. d5 doesn't work. b3. Now, he will have a problem. Okay. Okay. f5. Okay, but you know, I'll just double on the c file, and this is just extremely bad. Again, this knight looks like a nice piece, but all in all, I'm not so sure. So I just have to find the nice setup which will gives me a clear play. Queen takes on b5 or rook b5. Is rook b5 better? Rook b5, rook a1. Yeah. Now I will block this pawn structure and the game should be over. Okay, now the other rook will came into play. Okay, a3, queen f5. I will not. How those guys found all of those moves? Is this possible? One more, and here, yeah, this looks okay. Here, here, doesn't work. First this one. I'll just pick up all of those pawns here. Yeah, he should go for... Okay. I'm not a fan of these kind of positions because, yeah, because of a pawn on f3, I will always have difficulties to, you know, run kind of initiative. And even though I have a few... I'm just lost. Even though I have a few very strong pieces there, it's not still sure how I will get the things together. And here I want to exchange the queens, of course. Let's pick up this one. It's just how much of a pawns. Too much, I hope. Okay. What happens here? So a3 is the idea, but I can pick up this pawn and not sure about this one, but we'll see. Knight f5. Let's not to allow exchange. Let's get a king closer. Pick up a pawn, why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's probably fast. Faster than me. Yep. Yeah, this should be much better for me. But here I'm not sure. I have few extra pawns, but okay, now I can go for something like this. Now I would like to check him, and this should be, I'm not sure what this will be. Bishop goes on c2. I have to pick one this. Yeah. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 6 pawns. Where I want to break, it's a nice question. So first of all, would I like to get a5 exchange the b4 a pawn? It's kind, yeah, I don't know. Or can I go for d5 immediately, but this will open the line for this rook. You know what can be here very important for me? Maybe to try to pick up this guy. d5, ed5, rook d5, there, rook d4, but it's also very slow. And if I try to pick up those guy, he'll pick up this one. It's also very bad for me. So, yeah, let's get exchange of the a pawn, then ba, rook a, king b7, rook b5. He has to go on a file because if he tried to go on c7, I would like to exchange the rooks and the position is winning, so he'll have to go back on a7 and then I will try to break with the rook. Okay, probably this will make sense. Wow. Again, I make a problem for myself. Without I always manage to make the problems for me without to get the things together. Now I'll have to give the pawn. Incredibly. But this should be winning. Okay. The rook endgame should be winning here. Queen goes on e7 here. Or bishop goes on d7, knight d6, bishop takes on a4, pick up, and I pick up this one. So we can't really do that. Okay, let's go here. a4. How on earth is this possible? Okay. Okay. Should be enough. Let's try to checkmate him. There is nothing more to be done. check. Okay. This is just winning. Okay. So yeah, this endgame is really easily winning for me because I just have to go for king d4, pick up this guy, go get on f5, and I have 3 pawns that will just break on the position. So it's quite easy to win this one. Yeah, but you know, I'll just pick up this guy. Now, yeah, this guy know how to beat me, so what to do here? So I have 2 extra pawns. Let's go back. Now I can, okay, here is the problem for him that I have knight b3. I'll pick up the exchange and the game is over. But even though here white managed to not lose the exchange, so try to imagine that I don't have knight b3 and I don't have a chance to pick up this guy on a1. Still, white is kind of under heavy pressure because I will just get a queen on e7, get b6, get a rook on a8, and then this knight will always be the monster versus this bishop on e2. This guy will never get into a play. And basically those 4 pawns here are easily defended by 3 blacks, and together with this knight on c5, this is incredibly strong structure. So it means that I will have a clear pawn on the king side and all of the pieces there that will be better than white. So basically black is just probably conceptually black is just winning. And he offers me the exchange, but how on earth is this possible? What really happens there? I would like just to close everything and let's get a king there. Now let's get a king. Yeah, this is just, you know, disaster. Okay, I will not offer him a rook. Just interesting in knight g6 here as always. Bishop d3, queen g5 should be enough. Let's pick up this guy. Yeah, black is just easily winning. King e4. Okay. I would like just, you know, to get closer to those pawns and then go for the rook c4, get the pawn on a4, or get this guy to be in the passive mood on a8. But take a look how this guy is playing. I can't really believe this. Okay, this should be lost probably. Game over. Here is a game over probably, and here should be a mate somewhere. You have to be kidding me. You have to be kidding me. Who is this guy? Paul Lorek. How he find? Yeah. I can't believe this. I can't believe that this is happening to me. Is this a checkmate somewhere? Probably not. Rook d2. This king is on the other side, so what I want to do is to create maybe only one pawn, which will be on the queen side, and then start, to get this pawn to queen, get the rook behind the pawn, because this will be much, much better for me and much worse for him. Okay. Now I'll put this b pawn in the action. He tried to get here. Okay, let's start. So the idea here is pretty simple, and this is, I hope, the mistake. Bishop f2, bishop d3. Can I checkmate him before he checkmate me? And here, of course, king b2. So my idea is just, concrete. Get a king there, get a rook there, and then start marching with the b pawn. So yeah, this is incredible game. Okay. This rook is perfectly placed. He'll go on b2. Here he overlook a rook. Okay. Yeah, but it's kind of a... Yeah, and here also. b4. Oh, I'm winning this one. Thank you, NVSBL. You play incredible game. So I managed to win at some point because you overlook a piece, but you get extremely good position there. I think that you was better at some point, for real. Here just go back, so it's kind of the easy task I think for me, because I'll just push the b pawn, get a king there on a3, try to pick up this guy. This king can't really go anywhere because of a pawn on f2, and start to think about that if you have the end game like I have here, always the pawns are better if they are on the second rank, because you see here when the pawn is on f2 and then my rook is on d2, it is not possible for black king not to get closer to my rook or to get on the d file and start marching on the queen side. So basically I have a structure which is quite winning for me, and fairly easily, because he playing without the king on the queen side where he is a pawn down. So nevertheless, if I manage to get the pawn on a4, then he'll just collapse immediately. And if I don't get the a pawn, for instance, something like this will happen, then I will put a pawn on b5, get the king on b4, and just start, to march on the b file and create or queen this pawn on b8 after a while, I hope. So it's kind of the lost task for him. Yeah, and the SBL, thank you very much for the game. So we have one more game to go, and it is versus the Vasil Klukmei. So just see what will happen there. But what happens here? Are you on Eros? Take a look at this stream. On Eros, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that you know. Okay. Okay. It doesn't really matter if he take a look or not. This is just easily winning position for black, and what he has to do is just to check me here and to check me here, and when I came here on c1 he will have to check me on c3. So queen e3, king c2, queen c4, for instance, king c1, then queen c4, and he will bring my king to b1. When my king comes to b1, then he will be able to get with the king one move further, and then little by little he will improve the position of his king and of his queen. So basically it's just easily winning for him. So even I think that here queen f1, king c2, queen c4, now my king has to go somewhere. Okay, if I go here on d2, then queen b3, then the pawn is hanging, I have to go with the king on c1, queen c3, king b1, king b4, and it's just game over. So we'll see what he'll do. So queen f1 is winning move here, or I think queen f4 will bring to the same thing. Yep. Thank you. But this doesn't work. Tiki Kardash is here. Hi, how are you? So I'm close to lost this last one, and again, as I mentioned many times, thank you all guys who supporting me, who take a look at the streams. I hope that you learned something and to improve in chess, and if you need any kind of the assistance, you have any kind of the questions, or like maybe to train or take a look at my repertoire that I make on the Chessable, you are very welcome. So I'm really trying hard to get at least twice during the week these streams, so I'm kind in hurry because I'm working on the third book for a Chessable, and I'm also teaching a lot of my students, so I have a busy schedule, but I will always try to get at least twice during the week in those streams. So dear Oneros, do you know how to win this one? We'll see. It's quite interesting. not sure about what he started to thinking about here, because as I mentioned, it's fairly easily to win this one. This doesn't really work because he was there here before. I don't want to, you know, resign, because I would like to show you how to win this kind of the positions. So if he managed to win, okay, then you will see the system how this work. If not, then I will try to show you, because basically what is the straightforward idea how to win is to get a queen on c3, and mainly not only in this kind of the endgame, but in every single one that you will get in your positions or in your games, you would like just to see the pattern or the picture that you would like to get in order to somehow win instantly. Because as you can see, if we get a queen on c3, then it's a check, and he has to get the king on b1, because if he goes here, I would like just to pick up this pawn, the game is over. And when the king is behind of a pawn, it means that this pawn will not get b1 and queen himself, and this will bring black the time to get a queen to get the king closer. And every single time with a check on c3 or on a3, when the king will have to go on b1, this is kind of the system where black will just get instantly even closer to the pawn. And then basically when I bring the king on b3 and queen on c3, queen b2 is inevitable. So it means that it's just fairly easy win for black. If the pawn was on f7, a very good question. So, and just try to remember that if the pawns are here on f7 or on c7, and I manage to get my king on the first rank, it means that will be a draw. Why? Because here white has to go on b1 in order to support this pawn. But if we have the pawn on f7, it means that after king b1, queen c3, for instance, I would like to queen my pawn. And when you came to b1, I have the king, sorry, on g6, and I have the king on g8. I can get the king on h8, and you can't pick up the pawn, because when my king is on h8, you can't really pick up the pawn on f7 based on the fact that there is the stalemate. And because of that, the game is over, and it's about a draw. It's not a loss for sure for white. So very nice question, Vasil. Look, many. Yeah, it was a draw, but only if the pawn is on f7. Because the pawn is on g7, king b1 will just, you know, get time for black to improve the position of a king. And king d1, of course, will just get the king closer, pick up the pawn, and the game is just over. I'm trying to remember if I am correct, only rook and bishop pawn draws, but I'm not sure. Yep, I speak about this now in the stream. Going to see. Yeah, but now you see this is just instant draw. So and he has to make a draw. But I would like now to show. So it's a draw, but what I would like to show you is here basically the scheme that will make black to win this game. So basically, as I mentioned, in every single endgame, first of all, what you would like to do is to get a picture. And this picture is about how you will manage to win or to make a draw, doesn't really matter. The position that arrives like here. So basically, now when I get the queen, I think that I have to click here. So now when I get the queen on c4, this king will have to go somewhere. Which means that, okay, with the checks, I'll just pick up some space. So king goes on c1, I can get here, he has to go here. And now what I have to do is to get my queen on c4. Why so? Because after queen c4, no matter where white will go, of course he will not go on king b1, because I will immediately get my king closer, because now this pawn can't really queen himself based on the fact that the king is in front. So it means that okay, I will get as in the game the king on d2, but now I don't have to get a chess. This is not about a chess at all. It's a pick up the pawn or forced white to get the king in front of the pawn to get time and bring up the king closer on the queen side. So I will just put my queen on b3, and now you see b1 queen doesn't work because I will pick up this queen. The king can't really go here, so the only move is to go here, and now I can't really take a pawn, but the check on c3 will force white to get the king on b1. Because again, king d1 just pick up the pawn and the game is over. So it means he has to go here, and then I close everything and get the king on the b4. Of course, king can't go here, can't go on a1, but it's just the mate, because you know here is just instantly winning. So he has to go here. And now when he goes with the king on h7, the same scenario happens. So I give him a check. Sorry guys. He has to once again get in front of the pawn, and I will get my king closer. He has to go, and the game is over. So it's a kind of a position which is clearly and easily winning for the side who has a queen. The only thing that you can find yourself useful here is that where we have a pawns on f7, not on g7, for instance. I don't know how to get this kind of okay, it doesn't really matter. When we have the position like here, but when the pawn is not on g7 but on f7, then this kind of the setup doesn't really work, because if the pawn is on f7, when I bring him a check here, for instance, let's see that the pawn is of course here, he can go here, and when he goes here, he can go and queen on f8. So it means that you will have to find a way how to stop him from getting the queen. It means check here. The pawn is here. So here I have to go, I suppose, here, and then here. Okay, I can't really show because the pawn is not on f7, but the thing is that when you will set up this kind of the position, so let's say that the pawn is on f7 and the king is on g8, and you gives him the check on g6, this king can go on h8. And now you can't really pick up the pawn. White will not get in front of the pawn on f8. Of course, he'll get on h8, your queen is on g6, and now if you pick up the pawn on f7, it's the stalemate, because the king can't really remove. So just remember that f7 pawn and the, for instance, c7 pawn, if white managed to get those kind of the pawns, then the game is just immediately a draw. Or, of course, h7 and a7 pawns are also the draw, because in this kind of the positions there is no way for black again to pick up those pawns, and on the h file and on the a file there will also be the stalemate. So very important is that you know that h, f, c and a pawns are really just the pawns that will make a draw. Of course, if they are on the 7th rank, it's much more difficult for someone who has the pawns on 6th rank, and probably in almost all kind of positions there is just, you know, the clear way how to win with, of course, with the queen. So all of those positions or the end games that will arrive there are probably very easy to win, instead of those who are theoretically just the draw. And mainly the situations or the end games that will arrive in your games can go in both directions. So just to know how to make a win if you are better side, or how you can try, you know, to squeeze out and get maybe an escape with a draw if you are on the worst side. So I can here start to, I'm not really sure how this works, so I will try to pick up here. I don't know. No, it doesn't really work, so I will have to go for maybe learn coaches. I don't know how I can see and set up the position here, but maybe here, analyze this board. Can I somehow clear everything here? I don't know, but I will try to figure it out for the next time. So it's kind of yeah, probably somewhere here. Study board editor. Clear board. Yep. So just to show you basically how this works, I will get you in the situation where we have a pawn like this, and then we have a queen somewhere here, and even if we have a king somewhere here, doesn't really matter, and it is black to play. We have the situation where, continue from here, play with a friend. No, what I'm doing, board editor. Okay, so I will get the queen there. I will get a pawn on c2, and I will get the queen here and the king, let's say here. Okay. If I click on the analysis board, okay, and let's say that the white is on the move, it doesn't really matter. And now we want to force him, you know, to get kind of the situation where he have to get in front of a pawn. So for instance, here, here, and now I get here, and I get the king here. And we came to the position where black has this option to get the queen on g6. And now, where is the main difference between this f pawn and the g pawn, of course? Because here I will not get here, because of course this king will march closer, but I can go on h8, and now there is no way for black to stop the queen, or if he takes the pawn, this is just a stalemate. So if he start to take this one, it's a stalemate, because I can't really move myself anywhere, and if he like, you know, just to give up some checks, of course I will always start to get my king closer to the edge, and eventually on h8 this is just an instant draw. Now if you are, of course, worst side, so if the opponent has a queen and you have the king, then you have to escape with this kind of the move, king to h8. Now we have here also the situation with the h pawn. I don't know if I can set up this one, so for instance something like this, like this, like this, and my king here, and is black to play, of course, and we can go to the analyze board. I make something weird here, so yep, let's go here, here. Okay, so I just came here, and now when black gives me the check, I go here. And if you start to get the king closer, it's just a stalemate, and if not, you know, what else black can do? It's just a draw. Okay, no, here it's not, because yeah, the king is much more closer, so I have to get something like this. So pawn, the king, the queen, and the king, let's say. Okay. Of course, I immediately managed to get the queen there, so it's just an easy draw. But if I go here, there is of course also the draw, because there is no way for black to improve. Because when the king is behind of a pawn or in front of the pawn, and black wants to get there, then it's obviously the stalemate. And if he just wants to give me endless number of checks, is also pretty fine. There is no way to pick up a pawn, because I will always manage to get and make the stalemate, which will make this position just a clear draw. So hello Giannis, sorry, but I'm still didn't spot your message. Unfortunately for today it's over, because it's enough for me. I'm too tired to make another one, but maybe tomorrow or in the next couple of days as usual. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. If anyone is or was here and wasn't follow me, like this stream, can go and start following me, or even subscribe. If someone can subscribe, it will help me to make those streams even better and help me to make even better content in the future. So thank you very much and have a nice evening.